Alright, so it's been a decent bit of time now since the big prison update, and that update honestly brought in a ton. We got new weapons, the zombie class, a full-on boss fight, and even some brand new POIs that changed how we approach certain runs. It was honestly one of the more packed updates we've had recently. But now, as of today, we're sitting at around 8 days until the next update drops. Assuming, of course, the devs stick to their usual 2-week update cycle and there's no delay. Most updates have been coming every 14 days, so if everything stays on track, we should expect something next week. And yeah, it's that time again. As always, we're diving into what I know you guys enjoy the most. Concepts for the next update. These aren't leaks. I want to make that clear up front. We're not talking about confirmed content here. At the moment, there's zero leaks or official info about what's coming next. So today's video is going to be completely built around community ideas, things that players, including myself, think would make Dead Rails even better. All of these are pulled directly from the official Dead Rails Discord, specifically the Suggestions tab, which is honestly one of the most active parts of the community. And if you've been paying attention, you'll know that the devs do listen. We've seen actual examples where they implemented suggestions, like new train types or full-on classes like the Hunter or the President, straight from that channel. So yeah, the chance is real, and maybe, just maybe, the ideas I go over today could catch their attention too. And if you've got ideas of your own, definitely leave them in the comments under this video. If it's good, people will like it. I'll probably like it too. And the more engagement this video gets, the higher the chance it ends up on the devs' radar. Anyway, you know what to do. Make sure to subscribe, stick around till the end, and let's dive into some cool update concepts that could really shake things up. New POI. Motel. Alright, let's start with something you probably already saw in the thumbnail. The Motel. This concept was originally posted in the Suggestions tab, but I made a few tweaks of my own. The original version described it as a yellow-colored motel, but honestly, I think yellow might blend too much into the desert terrain. So I reimagined it with a green color scheme. It'll stand out more visually in-game and still keep that old Western feel. So the motel itself would be a large structure with multiple rooms, styled like one of those classic late 1800s American motels. Loot-wise, it's got average loot overall, but the quantity of loot is higher than your typical small building, just because the structure is larger. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The motel would be heavily infested with zombies, so it's not going to be an easy in and out. But there's also a rare chance that one of the rooms will contain snake oil, which could make the risk worth it. Also, I was thinking, what if there was a small chance that survivor NPCs spawned inside too? Peaceful ones. That could add a cool story-like element to the game, make it feel more alive. Maybe they could give you small quests or just be background world building. Either way, it'd be a great step toward making Dead Rails feel like more than just loot and shoot. Next up, let's talk about zombie variants, which I think the game really needs more of. So, picture this. You're walking through a field, maybe sneaking past some enemies, and suddenly this weird, pale zombie locks eyes with you and screams. That's the Screamer Zombie. When it sees you, it immediately lets out a high-pitched screech that does a couple things. It deals light damage. It stuns you, making you slower, clumsier. Your weapon draw time is delayed. Your fire rate slows down, it basically disorients you. Just long enough to make every other zombie around you a much bigger threat. Now, to balance it out, the Screamer wouldn't have as much health as a normal zombie. It would die faster, but if you ignore it for too long, it could be the reason a quiet encounter turns into chaos real fast. And hey, if you've got more ideas for unique zombie types, I seriously want to hear them. Drop them in the comments. Maybe we can do a full video just on player-made zombie variants. Economy and quality of life suggestions, okay? Let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk economy and QOL changes. Stuff that could make the game smoother, more rewarding, and just more fun to play. Extra money conversion. Simple idea here, none. For every extra $100 you've got by the end of the game, you get one bond. So let's say you end a run with $1,500 yet. That's 15 extra bonds right there. Just a nice way to make looting more rewarding, even if you don't sell everything. Turret. Targeting. Currently, you have to stand near a turret to activate it. The suggestion is instead let us tap on it to lock on. Way more intuitive, way less clunky. Team bond sharing. Client-sided bonds. This one's big. Right now in team runs, if someone grabs a bond, it's gone for everyone else, which kinda sucks. The suggestion here is to make bonds client-sided, so if one player picks it up, it still appears for others. This would make team runs actually worth doing when farming bonds, instead of punishing you for playing with friends. Class rebalancing concepts. Next up, let's talk class changes. Some of these classes are underwhelming or inconsistent, and these tweaks would bring them back into the spotlight. Hunter class rework werewolf. Passive removed new passive, plus 50% damage when using arrows. Can now sell zombie and wolf corpses for $10 and $15. Bear traps no longer hurt teammates. You now start with plus 5 bear traps. Vampire class buff. Doesn't start with vampire knife anymore. New passive bloodthirst. Every weapon attack causes enemies to bleed, and you can consume blood for healing and a short damage boost. Sun passive changed. You now take 1 damage every 0.5 seconds if you move in sunlight. So if you stay still, you're fine. High roller rebalance money gained back to 100%. Downside. Guns have a 20% chance to jam, and when they do, you need to reload the entire mag to fix it. It's risky, but high reward, just like the name suggests. Let's throw in a couple new items to spice up the shops. Cola, $35. Lasts 10 seconds plus 15% reload speed, plus 20% melee speed. Stackable up to 2. 2 per shop strength tonic. $50, lasts 15 seconds plus 45% melee damage plus 45% resistance. Stackable up to 2 per shop. These would be great for boss fights or clutch escapes, and they're simple enough to not break the game. Okay, now here's a wild idea. A full alternate game mode, infected mode. At the start, everyone is already infected. You've got an infection meter on your HUD that slowly fills up. Every second, it rises 0.1%, meaning you've got about 17 minutes until you hit 100%. Once you do, you die instantly, turn into a zombie, and can't be revived. You can buy a Salverson kit at doctor stations for $50, which reduces your infection by 20%, buying you a few more minutes. Snake oil also pauses infection while it's active. If a teammate dies while infected, they'll turn into a zombie, and you can't use bandages to revive them. But if you use a Salverson kit first, it'll reverse the infection and let you bring them back. The world also changes. Outpost soldiers are replaced with zombie corpses. Outlaws are zombified. Only the final boss outpost is mostly unchanged, but now you'll find Salverson kits there. Or very rarely in old doctors' homes. It'd make for an incredibly tense, survival-focused run. Let's wrap up with some POI love. These two areas could use a glow-up. The castle turned the coffin room into a boss fight. Interacting with the coffin spawns a vampire mini-boss, maybe something Dracula-inspired. Defeating him gives you a reworked vampire knife. Add a gothic soundtrack for the encounter. Fort Constitution redesigned the layout for better pacing. Give Captain Prescott a better model and updated attacks. Add more enemy variety for his guards. Bring in a custom military-themed soundtrack for the fight. These kinds of changes wouldn't mess with core gameplay, but they'd make both locations more intense, immersive, and memorable. So yeah, that's the full list for today. From new locations like the motel, zombie types like the screamer, game modes, item buffs, shop changes, class balances, POI reworks, there's a ton of potential here. Again, if you've got your own ideas, drop them below. The more detailed, the better. And if you liked any of these concepts, leave a like, share the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's try to hit that 10K sub goal by the end of June. I seriously think we can do it together. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.